Home on the Range is yet another box office failure, and not only that, it got mixed reviews from critics, but everyone hates this movie. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say I hate it or I'm gonna say it's bad. It's actually one of those films I just sort of place into the okay category. Alright, so, why do I think it's an okay film? Well, let's take a look at the story. Alright, it's about a dairy cow named Maggie, played by Roseanne Barr. She's basically sold to another farm called Patch of Heaven because her last farm that she lived in, her cattle friends are being taken away by a cattle rustler named Alameda Slim, voiced by Randy Quaid. You know, Cousin Eddie from the National Lampoon Vacation movies and what do you call it? The redneck pilot from Independence Day, the one that goes, "Hello, boys, I'm back." Yeah, it's that guy. Oh yeah, he's plays the villain in this film. But Maggie does come across some other characters on the farm, like a goat, some pigs, and a chicken, played by Estelle Harris. And one of the pigs is voiced by who's surprisingly voiced by the actress from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you know, the one that goes, "He's a righteous dude." Or much like the maid in The Little Mermaid. Or like I said before, but she plays as one of the pigs. Um, and so and there's other two cows in the farm. One of them, a cow named Mrs. Calloway, played by the chief agent from the Daniel Craig or James Bond movies. Or he's like Casino Royale. Or I think, yeah, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall. And another cow named Grace, voiced by Jennifer Tilly, aka Cecilia from Monsters Incorporated. And also Liar Liar. See, they basically find out that the farm is being closed down because the farmer owes $750 in debt. Unless they get the money in 3 days, it's gonna be auctioned off. So the three cows set off to head down to town, and try to talk with the sheriff. Yeah, they just basically try to head down to town at first. But while that's going on, there's a subplot with a horse character named Buck, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. You know, the actor from Norbit as Dion Hughes, and the dentist character from Ted Brooks from Snow Dogs. He wants to become a crime fighter or something, and wants to save the entire West. So when the cows got into town, they basically tell all the horse to give him 2 more weeks, but then a bounty hunter named Rico comes in, and the sheriff tells him that there's another bounty out there for him to collect, named of course Alameda Slim, and he's actually worth $750 for the reward. So Maggie comes up with an idea. If they stop the guy, and that way she can have revenge on him for what happened to her friends. They could be to save the farm too. But of course Buck wants to stop the villain too. And just wants to make him think that he's full of glory and stuff. And then they both become friends until near the end and stuff. And they tried to find the freaking villain of the film. And yeah, that's the huge problem I have with this film, and it's very serious. The story is incredibly phoned in, and that is the exact same problem I have with the Aristocats. However, I wouldn't really mind so much as long as the characters were at least enjoyable enough. And that's my personal thought. The characters are at least much better than what the Aristocats did. It's not just the side characters. The main characters are actually not that bad. They're actually pretty decent characters. The villain himself is actually pretty good. But again, not one of my favorite Disney villains though. But I think he's enjoyable enough, and he is pretty well voiced by Randy Quaid. He actually has these three nephews who talk like this. Or like, "Howdy, Slim." I love this joke that every time that Alameda Slim puts on like a suit or something, so that way he can go to an auction or something, and like that, they go like, "Who are you? What do you do with Uncle Slim?" Put up your fancy dukes, Mr. No, put up your dukes, Mr. Fancy Britches. But, see, what do you call it? They do it again later because Alameda Slim is, like, trying to teach them how to, like, what do you call it? To think that he's actually wearing his disguise, and then they go like, who are you? Where's Uncle Slim? It's still me! Hey, can you suckerheads get it right? Like, that's really, really funny. And then they use that joke one more time, but this time one of the nephews puts it on, and then they go like, who are you? Oh, hilarious joke. But, the other problem I have, I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, but, the other problem I have with the film, is that, what do you call it? Of all the songs done by Alan Menken, this one is by far the weakest. There's two good songs in the movie, like the Little Patch of Heaven song is really good. I think it's very catchy, and the song done by Alameda Slim is actually pretty enjoyable too. The others, nah, or kind of forgettable. Or like the first song that plays when the film opens up, and when Will the Sun Ever Shine Again is pretty forgettable. And plus I think like the film is really is. And I wish the film was like longer than just 76 minutes. Because here's the thing, I think the film was trying to do the same thing what the Emperor's New Groove did. Like it was trying to be an Emperor's New Groove, but in the Wild Wild West. But then I will admit there are jokes in the movie that did work, but it doesn't feel like it could be as funny as the Emperor's New Groove. And yeah, those are the problems I have with the film. Aside from that major problem I have with it, that the story was so phoned in. But like I said, there are good things in the movie. It is entertaining. I do like the characters fine. They're pretty decent enough. And there are some nice backgrounds of the Wild Wild West. I mean, it's nothing grand or phenomenal though, but they look pretty good. They look pretty. They do feel. You kind of do feel like you're in the Wild West. And pretty much it. And it is relatively entertaining enough. So I can definitely see why people would actually hate this movie, but it is sort of a guilty pleasure, and I do have a soft spot for it. So for me, I try to think it's just an okay film. It's not bad, it's not that good, it's just an okay film. So yeah, I am kind of defending it, so it is basically what I thought. So what are your thoughts about it? Just comment below, and if you haven't seen it yet, I guess it wouldn't be no harm to check it out. But if you do, but if not, you're probably not missing much. Much like the Aristocats. So like I said, comment below, click like, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I'm the Bostonian Critic, and I'm signing out. Take care.